How you doing, guys? ZDEyE here. So today I wanted to have a discussion regarding of the Grand Theft Auto 6 and when we can expect it. There were some rumors, speculations, conversations regarding when we will be able to expect Grand Theft Auto 6. And the main key points out of this, basically, none of this was confirmed by Rockstar. As you guys may know, Rockstar are extremely secretive about their projects. It's insane. To the point that there was no confirmation regarding even any development on their future projects. Seriously. And that's kind of concerning to a lot of people, but yes, of course, it makes sense as well. But the reason to this is just that, well, perhaps basically they want to keep things under wraps, not to have any hype level from the fans until they are confident that they will be able to release something. And of course, Rockstar are very confident, as we already know, about their games. More important for them is the quality of the games instead of the deadline, the release. And to be honest with you, I praise that and I respect that as well. I do enjoy when the developers are capable of actually putting their deadlines whenever they want to. Basically, if they need to extend the deadline or delay it, yes, they are not hesitant of doing it, as we have seen time and time again with the past title releases and how many times they had to delay their games. And that basically there are some conversations regarding one of the ex-developers by the name of Jeffries. He actually mentions that one of the takeaways he mentions in his conversation that not to expect Grand Theft Auto 6 anytime soon, according to him. Basically, and I quote, "As a former Rockstar employee, Darian noted that Hauser Brothers place all their emphasis on the game quality rather than hitting a deadline." And of course, he also absolutely, in his best case scenario, to expect a game that is in the best case scenario that the game would release in holiday 2021. And though he does not expect any announcement or trailer anytime soon. That's what kind of concerns me, because time and time again we have seen Rockstar past titles coming 2 years prior from the release of their games officially, because if we do follow with the similar footsteps as they have done with the Grand Theft Auto 5 and the Red Dead Redemption 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, very first trailer it came out, it was in 2016. The game came out at the end of 2018. Same thing with the Grand Theft Auto 5. The very first trailer, I believe, was in 2011, I think so. And then 2 years later, it came out, I believe it was in September 2013. But that's including we had so many of the delays as well. And if we are following with those footsteps, as I've just mentioned, we should have seen already a very first trailer by now if the game would have been coming in 2021 at the latest. But now it's currently in the early of 2020 and we still have absolutely nothing. And that's kind of raises the concerns, just to say that the game may in fact be coming at the earliest of 2022. That is, of course, if Rockstar once again do not delay their game. And maybe if they have learned their lesson, maybe they would rather hold up with the announcement of the trailer a little bit longer. Perhaps maybe they will even release the announcement in 2021 instead. Yeah, right. And maybe a year later they finally release the game because they are confident about that release date, because they decided to keep on hold the things, showcasing for the people. But to be honest with you, by that time, I seriously think we will find much more rumors, information, and much more credible leaks as well regarding of their Rockstar's next project. And again, it's actually already been more or less confirmed. Not a confirmation from Rockstar though, but this is actually coming from a tax report from Rockstar. To this information we are actually getting that something is indeed in the development regarding of their upcoming game. But again, that's quite insane the way they keep it under holds for so long, and they manage it to make sure that none of the information leaks is pretty incredible. Also in bad things and bad terms as well. I kind of wanted to see the game a little bit earlier just to see, because like, you know, first, what do we see usually the first thing at first teaser trailer, right? It's just the world, the breathing, the dynamic world, the beauty and the lighting and everything, right? That's the very first things that we usually see. Now, since we have, God, it's been a while, hasn't it? Since the last time we've gotten a Grand Theft Auto game was in 2013, and of course, the re-release on the PlayStation 4, of course the Xbox One as well, and then the PC as well. Yeah, you kind of expected to, you know, that could have, because of those things, you could have held off with the development of the Grand Theft Auto 6. On top of that, we cannot forget Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. The game came out, and then the game coming on the PC as well. Well, it came out already. So of course the development would have actually pushed hold for their next upcoming game, Grand Theft Auto 6, presumably. A lot of people would like to see Bully 2 or any other Rockstar IP game, maybe even continuation for the Max Payne game. I don't know, personally for me, my favorite franchise of whole Rockstar, whole gaming in general is Grand Theft Auto. I don't want to see Bully 2, I don't want to see any other titles, not even a brand new IP. What I would rather see is Grand Theft Auto 6, to be honest with you. And that seems like the most best case scenario, is the most cleverest for them to go most profitable, because this will definitely guarantee sales for Rockstar. And that's why they are doing it, presumably, of course, as well. But since the delay, since the gap that they had, because of their success of the online games such as the Grand Theft Auto 5 especially, not the Red Dead Online, but the Grand Theft Auto Online, that actually held off a lot of things, because they were developing so many online components on that part, like the heists and the Doomsday. There's so many more updates that has been already launched on that game. It's been already in the you know, support for like 6-7 years at this point. I personally think they need to stop by now, and the only way they would stop is actually the Grand Theft Auto 6. When the Grand Theft Auto 6 does come out, I think Grand Theft Auto 5 will be no longer supported. Now, don't get me wrong, it still will be online and good to go and alive and well, but Grand Theft Auto 6 will take all the fans and people, you know, transitioning them over to the next title. 10 years, if that's the case, 10 goddamn years basically we would have been waiting for until the next Grand Theft Auto game. That's absolutely ludicrous, I personally think. The development title and how long you can actually be develop the game, continuation after continuation. Like if we do take a look at the Activision, right, annually, yearly, that they release Call of Duty games, EA releasing FIFA games every year and stuff, that's quite insane. It's too much. Normally a good sequel, if you want to expect it to be, is 3 years minimum, I personally think. And then continuing on from that, 4 years perhaps, sometimes 5 years it can take, but like 8 to 10 years? What? Absolutely insane. And I get it, the support of the Grand Theft Auto Online, I get the support of the Red Dead Online, and also the Red Dead Redemption 2, the single player. You know, development was such a development hell, and such a giant project. So much staff, so many developers had to put a hold on a few other things just to make sure the Red Dead Redemption 2 ended up being the best as it could have been, and it did. The single player is fantastic. The online is questionable. I do not like it. It's not as great. Grand Theft Auto Online is far superior than ever, and it will be forever superior than the Red Dead Online. And also, I just really want to see how the Grand Theft Auto 6 will turn out to be. There's a lot of rumors and leaks going on that first time ever Rockstar is going to have like maybe a female protagonist. Well, that does not excluding as well that there could be also again the returning of 3 protagonists, but of course will be different. All of them different, perhaps maybe cameos again for like Franklin, Michael, and Trevor. Maybe they could be coming back in some case scenario. Maybe we could play as them once again. We do not know. That's just my speculation, my wish, a bit of a wish list as well. Female protagonist, I don't mind it. Or maybe all male protagonists, that could have been better. And I personally think, of course, female protagonist, at least one, that's okay. But if we get all female protagonists, that will definitely not be good. A lot of people are gonna be mad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not being a sexist or whatever you guys think of ways of, I don't know, negatively about me. But I personally think, and I'm sure in fact that everybody would rather play as a male protagonist, and because we've seen time and time again, never being implemented as a female protagonist played on a Rockstar game, such as the Grand Theft Auto I'm talking about specifically, of course. Actually, think about it now, I don't think I ever heard that Rockstar ever created a female protagonist main. I don't think so. That's interesting to see, but I don't know. It's Rockstar, it's Grand Theft Auto. Even if there is going to be female protagonist, I don't give a shit. I'll still buy the game. I'll get the collector edition. I'm gonna support the hell out of it. This more important personally for me is the single player. I just want to enjoy that game because it's been damn too long. It's been damn too long. I think it's time. I seriously do believe that. If the best case scenario will be 2021, at the end of that year, I should say, the release, by now we should have seen at least very first teaser trailer. Or at least some kind of leaks or rumors or something. But there's just absolutely nothing. But you know what? I'm gonna be a little bit more positive about this note. I do believe that this year we will see a very first trailer for the Grand Theft Auto 6. This year. I don't know when, early or late of 2020, but I do believe we will see something. That's all. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe to see you guys all later, and yeah, have a good one.